Radhe Radhe everyone. Today for Bhog we are making a mango bread.
So let's start by looking at the ingredients for this mango bread, which we hope will be to the pleasure of God and Guru. So it's a very simple bread yet very tasty, and it's a unique bread which will remind us of Krishna. So in terms of ingredients, we have 3/4 cup sugar, we have a 1/3 cup melted unsalted butter. Over here I have a 1/4 of a cup of milk, and the twist I've given to this milk is I've added saffron or kesar. Of course, whenever I mention the word kesar, my mind automatically goes to Keshav, and we know how Lord Krishna got the name Keshav for his divine lustrous long hair. As well, he also killed the Kesi demon. So whenever I hear the word Kesar, I'm always reminded of our Lord Krishna. The star ingredient of this recipe is mango puree. You can get it in the store, or if you want to use fresh mango and make puree out of it, that will work also. We'll need 1 cup of mango puree. In this small plate we have some other dry ingredients, which include a little bit of salt, 1/2 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon cardamom, 1.5 teaspoon baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. And then finally we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So as you can see, not a lot of ingredients, very simple ingredients, and it will come out to be a very tasty bhog item. So now let's start the process of mixing the ingredients and making the batter for the bread. We'll start by mixing all the wet ingredients. I have a whisk here to make sure all the wet ingredients are mixed. So I'll add the unsalted melted butter. I'll add our kesar milk, the star ingredient mango puree, you can see I saved some of the milk so we get every bit out of this delicious mango puree into the recipe. There was 1 cup of the mango puree. Now I've added the sugar, the 3/4 cup sugar, and I'm mixing it all so that the sugar is dissolved. And once the sugar has dissolved, we will start adding the dry ingredients.
So it reminds me of a story, when a fruit seller with the freshest and the juiciest of mangoes came to the doorstep of Nandaraj's house. And little Krishna, was delighted to see all these ripe and juicy mangoes. So Nandaraj went into the house and brought out a basket full of grains. And those were the days when people could barter goods instead of using money to pay. So Krishna was just watching his father carefully as he carried out the barter, and then he wanted to buy some mangoes of his own. So he ran inside, and in his little fists he grabbed some grain in his hand, and he ran to offer the contents of his fist to the fruit seller. But then Krishna was disappointed that he may not have enough grains and he may not be able to buy many mangoes. So the fruit seller in any case was mesmerized by his dark eyes, innocent smile, the peacock feather, and dark locks of hair. So she noticed the disappointment in little Krishna's face, and she said, "You can just have these juicy golden mangoes." So little Krishna, of course, really delighted. Suddenly the basket of grains that Nandaraj had given the fruit seller, turned into gold and precious gems. So the fruit seller could not believe her eyes as to what happened here. And she knew right away that she was in the company of no other than God Himself. So, what a lovely story. And I'm always, whenever I'm looking at mangoes, eating mangoes, preparing bhog items for mangoes, I'm always reminded of this story.
What a wonderful Leela by Lord Krishna. So the wet ingredients have been mixed. Now we will add all the dry ingredients, and to do that it's good to sift it through so that there are no lumps. So I'll add little bit at a time, half of it at a time, mix it, and then we will add the other half. So all of the dry ingredients will be sifted through. So we've mixed half of the flour. You can see it has been folded in nicely into the wet ingredients. Now I'm adding remainder of the flour. Again sifting it so that there are no lumps, and that way it will taste the best for God and Guru. We are making it for their pleasure. We don't want them to feel any lumps in the mango bread. So I've sifted remainder of the flour, and now this is similar to how we did it for the first batch. We will fold it into the batter. So all the ingredients have been mixed nicely now. You can see the consistency of the batter here. There are no lumps. We have folded it nicely. It's got a beautiful yellow color, which always reminds me of Sri Krishna's Pitambar. So now we are ready to bake it. We'll bake it in this baking pan, which I have already coated with some butter and put parchment paper at the bottom so it's easier to take out once baking is complete. So we'll put our batter into the baking pan and bake it at 350 degrees for 50 minutes. Obviously it will rise during the baking process because of the baking soda and baking powder.
Indeed, such a beautiful color.
So now you can see all of the batter has been put into the baking pan. We've smoothed it out. I used a wooden spoon to smooth it out. I must say it smells divine. We can smell the mango, the cardamom, the kesar or the saffron, and once it goes into the oven and starts baking, the whole house will smell divine and will certainly remind you of Krishna, God and the Guru. So now we are ready to put it into the oven for 50 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Here is the final bread after baking. Now we will cut it and serve it as bhog to God and Guru.
श्याम रसिया मेरे मन बसिया रुचि रुचि भोग लगाओ रसिया. We hope you enjoyed this recipe, and we would love to see your bhog recipe which has mango as an ingredient. So please do submit. Radhe Radhe.